Okay, welcome back to another Radiohead reaction. Unfortunately, A Moon-Shaped Pool is the last album that we get to listen to from Radiohead. This is definitely one of their more popular ones compared to our previous reaction. I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now. I'm sad because this is the end of our Radiohead journey, but I'm also really excited too because it allows us to delve into other artists and other albums that we get to react to on this channel. Without further ado though, I think we just gotta play the first song. This is Burn the Witch. This is really weird. Actually, I really like this. Oh, that falsetto, yeah. Oh, those violins. Woo-hoo-hoo. Those are so punchy, those violins there. Woo. Damn. I love that sound. This is so different. Oh, that's a naughty bass. That bass is naughty. It's so deep. Dude, I actually really like this. Ooh. Wow, this is amazing. Wow. It feels like there's so much going on right here. The drums as well. It's just electronic drums, but they still sound really good. Oh wow. It's just ascending here. Oh. Oh my god. Wow. That was epic and insane, and honestly, I don't understand how Radiohead managed to do something different with every album that they make. I'm actually in awe. That was so string orientated, but also had those electric drums in there. And for me, I don't know what it was, but there was something about the way that Tom was singing or just the lyrics themselves that I find really entrancing. I just don't even know what to say. That was actually insane. Burn the Witch, those lyrics alone in themselves remind me of the thing that happened years ago where women would get burned at the stake if they thought that they were a witch. And for some reason, I mean, I know it's called Burn the Witch, but this is what this song reminds me to. But I feel like it kind of allures to what I feel as though is potentially Tom speaking on fame, potentially, because he's saying in this that everyone knows where the witch lives. They just know everything about this witch. But the way that it's sort of worded makes me feel as though that's how Tom feels with fame. Like, everybody knows where he lives. Don't do anything that you shouldn't do because it'll get found out. It'll be on the news. Whatever, whatever. And that's kind of what this song reminds me of. Wow. Okay. After reading the Genius About section, it's actually totally different. Following a cryptic social media campaign in which all of Radiohead's online presence was deleted and sending promotional leaflets to Radiohead fans in the UK, the official video was released on May 3rd, directed by Chris Hopewell. It bears a striking resemblance to the popular 1960s UK children's series Trumpton, as well as containing references to the cult horror classic The Wicker Man. Animator Vp Ketu, I apologise if I have pronounced that wrong, his understanding of the song and video was detailed in an interview with Billboard. Based on Ketu's understanding of what the band was after, she opines they may have wanted Witch to raise awareness about the refugee crisis in Europe and the blaming of different people, the blaming of Muslims and the negativity that could lead to sentiments such as Burn the Witch. She alluded to the mysterious postcards some Radiohead fans received recently that read, "We know where you live," a suggestion she thought of the current insecurity and blame game spawned by anti-immigration politicians. That is... I genuinely think that it's really sad that this album was wrote, how many years ago? 10 years ago now. Wow. 10 years ago, and unfortunately, this whole statement is still true. People are still blaming immigrants for things, and it just becomes a blame game, and yeah, it's really sad. I personally think that there's still this going round, especially with the time that we are living in. I don't know how much I can speak about things online, in terms of what YouTube allows and what they don't, but it's really sad and unfortunate to see that this is still happening in the world. I genuinely think that Radiohead is one of the best artists that you can listen to kind of be a bit more aware in the world, because I do think that even though the songs that they wrote are, decades old now, unfortunately, a lot of what they say in terms of politics and immigration and things like that, it still rings true to this day. And I just think it's so sad that we still have this whole blame game. Next up, we have got Daydreaming. I'm gonna close my eyes for this. Wow. This does feel very whimsical, dream-esque to me. Just with the way that those chords are kind of pulsing around my whole brain. Oh my god! Oh, that piano sounds so good. Why do I feel like I've heard this song before? Like, this piano sounds so familiar. What a beautiful melody. The atmosphere just adds so much to the song too. Those random sounds that you hear, they just add so much. Yeah, I think I have heard this song before. Oh, Tom's voice sending chills down my spine. Wow, Tom has this beautiful reverb on his voice. It sounds like there's a bit of a distortion there too, actually. Oh my god. Wow, I have serious goosebumps from this. Doesn't it go back into where it was, or is it just stay in the switcher part? This is beautiful. The piano work in Radiohead songs is always something to behold. It's always insanely good. There's no drums in this, it's just pure piano and those sound. Oh, okay, there's a bass coming in here. Okay, sounds like we've got some reverse vocals there. Ooh. Oh, that sounds so good on the synth. That sounds like so Stranger Things-esque. Like very 80s. I love this part of the song. The whole melody just changes. Oh, we've got a bass coming here. Full build up. Wow. Oh wow. That's so many vocal layers. It sounds like his vocal has been reversed, or it sounds like his voice has been sampled. Are you just gonna tease me with those epic strings? Wow. Wow. This song is just absolutely gorgeous. And then there's just so much dissonance there. Wow. What a weird sound and effect. To me, it sounds like... I don't know if it's been done in other parts of the song, probably is potentially. It sounds like the violins or the strings in this song have been reversed. So they've recorded it and then reversed it, because when you sort of finish playing a chord, you sort of let it play out. And at the start of when the strings come in, you can hear that they sort of gradually fade in, but when they stopped abruptly. Whereas for me, when I start to play, you kind of start abruptly, and when I stop, I kind of not slow it down, you know, you let it sort of ring out, and that's what it sounds like to me, like the violins have been reversed here. This song is... I don't even know where to begin. I genuinely got just goosebumps listening to this. I have heard this song before. I don't know when. I don't know in what scenario. I do actually maybe have a clue. I remember my guitar teacher, when I was in year 8 or year 9 or something at school, he told me that he really liked this album, and I don't remember listening to this song, but I do remember this song for some reason, and so maybe I gave it a listen because of him. I'm not really entirely sure, but this song for me, it resembles a deep innate sense of trying to find who you are whilst also losing yourself. Because I would describe myself to be a bit of a dreamer. I think we all are to some degree. And I don't know, I just feel like this song really resonates with me. I feel like I don't always learn my lessons, and I know that sometimes I go too far to the point of where there's no more damage control that I can do. And I feel like a lot of the times it's something that is kind of out of my control and beyond me. And I don't know, I feel like this song is very relatable to me. I don't really know if that's my explanation of the song, other than the fact that I really feel like this resonates with me personally. Daydreaming contains allusions to Plato's allegory of the cave. This is depicted in the music video both at the beginning and end. Just like the symmetry in the song, the video shows Tom walking around in his own world, not really connecting to anyone. He ends up crawling into a cave away from it all. It is simultaneously a way of hiding from all the bad stuff happening in the world, thus accepting it, and giving up fighting for your ideas. The music video features Radiohead's lead singer Tom York wandering through various locations: a library, an empty parking garage, a family's home. The clip was directed by filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson, who has worked extensively with Radiohead guitarist Jonny Greenwood. Greenwood scored many of Anderson's films, including Inherent Vice, The Master, and There Will Be Blood. A theory has been circulating that all of the locations shown in the Daydreaming music video are references to Radiohead's past. For example, the grocery store is an allusion to their song Fake Plastic Trees from their second studio album, The Bends. Jonny Greenwood later posted a compilation of parallels between the Daydreaming music video and other Radiohead images on Facebook, giving this theory credibility. Yeah, I actually think that this description does justice to the feeling that I have inside me when I listen to this song. It It feels like someone who is sort of aimlessly wandering through life, knowing that there's something out there for them, but not knowing what, and not knowing what to do about it. And that is sort of exactly how I feel. Okay, the next song is Dex Dark. Okay. I like those electronic drums. Something I always find really strange about Radiohead, I say strange, I mean this in a very complimentative way. They have these really either groovy drums or amazing bass line, or in the last piano this amazing song, and then they just have this complete opposing element in the song. Like this here, absolute epic insane drum line. I say insane, an epic drum line, and then there's just this eerie, what sort of feels like, I don't know if it's a harp in the back. Wow, that piano. I just realised there's a piano in this ear and then chords here. Also, I want to say Tom's voice sounds amazing in this album. Oh, I like the sound of that. Oh, that bass. Oh, yeah. Wow. That whole chorus effect. And that piano. Oh, I can hear this guitar coming in. Oh. Oh. Oh wow, that guitar sounds so good. It's so subtle. Oh man, everything sounds so good in this. Wow. Okay, we've shifted the guitar from this ear to this ear now. Oh, it sounds so good too. But the drums and the bass in this are so groovy. Then you got this beautiful piano part here. Oh! Please build up, otherwise I just look stupid. Oh! Okay. What? That's so... Ooh! Wow. Oh, and then you got this... Oh, little riff. Ooh. Wow, there's so much going on. I love when the drums just switch up and they add a little cymbal in there. God damn. Wow. Okay, but I'm gonna be so real. I actually did not expect to like this album as much as I have from the first 3 songs. Like, I didn't really have any expectations going into this album, but it's not really an album that's talked about much in the Radiohead community. I mean, you've got albums such as In Rainbows, OK Computer, Kid A, which are really, really popular. And then you've got The King of Limbs, which is a little bit more of kind of a Marmite album. Either people love it or they hate it. And then this album is just kind of like, it's just there. It just exists. But why are we not talking about this album more? There's a part in this, I can't remember where it was, it might just be the whole song. It's probably 21 Pilots have been influenced by Radiohead, but the vocals, the way that the vocals are, sounds really, really 21 Pilots-esque, just the way that Tom sort of says the words or maneuvers the words. But to me, I don't know, that's the vibe I get. It feels slightly 21, I hear some 21 Pilots-ness in this. This song is very lyrically complex as well. This is something, again, I love about Radiohead, is their versatility between having very, not simple lyrics, but not a lot of lyrics. There's sometimes Tom just repeats a lot of the same things, but this is definitely more of a lyrically complex song. For me, when I was sort of listening to the song and looking back over the lyrics, it feels as though Tom's talking about, I don't know if it's mental health or just some form of suffering that enters into your life, and it's one of those sensations that you get when you're in this phase of your life where you are suffering, and it feels as though there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and it just feels like you're in this darkness, and like there's not really any way out, is what it sort of feels like, and you feel very helpless, you feel like nothing's going to get better. And then either this section here talks about how other people look at it, or what the aftermath is like, where you eventually realize that maybe it wasn't as bad of a time frame as you thought, and there is light at the end of the dark tunnel. Linking the lyrics to the name of the song, Decks Dark, for some reason it makes me think of a deck of cards and how you're dealt a hand in life. And I was reading a book by Mel Robbins called The Let Them Theory, and it's very easy nowadays, especially with social media, to look around and think about how better someone else has it, how lucky someone else is, or just sort of look down on yourself and have a very negative mindset about yourself and your own life. And she talks about, you have this deck of cards that you're dealt with, and you can't change this deck of cards. You know, it's like any game. You can't change the deck of cards. Someone else is going to have a better deck. You just have to accept that. But how can you play your deck of cards to the best of your ability? That's kind of I don't know, that's just what I think about when I've looked back at these lyrics and interpreting it from things that have happened in my life. This song continues the space narrative on a moon-shaped pool. Every Radiohead album has a very space theme. It's always fishes, water, and space. Tom uses metaphors of a UFO and extraterrestrial matter in order to portray the questions and darkness of humanity. The title Decks Dark would seem to allude to spaceship decks, the deck of a ship. In this case, these decks being perhaps unmanned, dark, and lifeless. This is the second Radiohead album to feature a song about the arrival of extraterrestrial spacecraft as the third track. The other is OK Computer with Subterranean Homesick Alien. The song is also personal for Tom. In parts, it seems as if he's speaking directly to a woman in his past. The woman could be Rachel Owen, Tom's former partner of 23 years, as theorized in Daydreaming. 23 years marks half of Tom's life. So it seems to be about UFOs and aliens and how people don't always take that stuff seriously from looking at the annotations here. I genuinely think that's actually really cool that Radiohead do write songs about space. I think that's very fascinating, and how they can internalize and link it with their own life and life experience. Next up, we have got Desert Island Disc. Okay. Oh, wow. There's just some strings there very silently in the background. What a very... I want to say it feels like a very Spanish, Mexican sort of guitar line, but I could be very off on that, and I apologize if I am. Okay. It's crazy to me again how they've got this gorgeous guitar part with this insane swirling sound, it feels like. Wow. I love how they really go for the panning, and they really experiment with their volume and the experience that they create within the album. You could easily just have these noises added in the whole range in your ears. You could have it just panned to left and right, but they're so meticulous and so creative in their decisions on choosing where to place the instruments. Of course, you've got this guitar which fills out the whole space, but then you've got this really, like I said, spirally synth that's just in this ear, and then now you've got this layered guitar, which I want to say is an electric, added in this ear here, and wow, yeah. Oh! I find it crazy how Radiohead can just change up a song like that and it sounds great. And then they just bring it full circle. It's a very catchy riff, that. Do I know what you mean? Different types of love are possible. Wow. Oh. That deep note? That sounds good. Oh, and we just end on this beautiful drum bit. Okay, that was Desert Island Disc. This feels, for me, almost a slower album, yet I'm still really enjoying it, if that makes sense. I find some slow songs I don't particularly enjoy, but this is great. The end of this really resonates with me. Different types of love are possible. I mean, LGBTQ+ has been obviously around for years. This end part here, it feels like Tom is speaking out about that and saying it's okay to love whoever you want to love. And then from the rest of the song, I'm feeling a breakup kind of vibe. The wind rushing around my open heart, an open ravine, as though someone sort of just like sucker punched you in the heart. The title of this song is a play on the classic BBC Radio 4 talk show programme Desert Island Discs, where celebrities must name 8 recordings, usually songs, that they would take away with them on a desert island. Interestingly, Radiohead songs have appeared on a number of lists. New former British Prime Minister David Cameron named Fake Plastic Trees as one of his tracks, and comedian David Mitchell chose the much maligned breakthrough hit Creep from Radiohead's debut Pablo Honey. Okay, so from reading these annotations, it feels as though this is Tom experimenting with his own life, going his own ways, him trying to sort of figure out who he is, but then going here, waking up from shutdown from 1,000 years of sleep. It makes him feel as though, again, it's that he feels as though he's sort of been awakened from a deep slumber, and he's only now sort of realizing what it means to live, maybe. And then this end part here actually represents this seems to be the epiphany that is referenced earlier on in the song, switching on a light when I didn't know. He has realized that love is a mutable, changing entity, and not immutable and everlasting. He is comfortable and invigorated, knowing that the love he perhaps feels now is not the same as it once was. Yeah, it's sort of about heartbreak and perhaps even getting over it. Next up, we have got Full Stop. That kick sounds good. Oh, is this a bass too? Please come out of this EQ part. Just come full in with this, with drums and bass. Please. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting goosebumps from this. I think I'm just really excited. The EQ effect on this is really cool. Okay. This is really weird, but so good. Okay. It's coming out of the EQ now. Oh, that bass is so good. It's like so deep. Whoops, I don't know what I just kicked. Ooh! Okay. We've now just got these strings that are fully fledged in our face. It feels so strange. Like, what a bizarre song. You've got this really heavy driven bass and this really groovy drum line, and then just these random synth elements sort of added in that creates this dissonance in the song. And Tom's vocal just sounds so raw in this. Wow. Let's go! Oh! Okay. Wow. Wow, these guitars. Oh wow, that just fills out so much space in my head. Oh! Wow. This is so good. I don't know what to say. Oh, the melodies on the guitar lines, like those just lines, like those riffs are, ugh. Oh. So dreamy, yet really rock at the same time. Oh, and those drums. And then this crazy guitar part. Oh, okay. Kick off on the drums. Wow. Oh my. No, okay. Right, you can take me seriously or you can think that I'm having a joke. I actually think this is one of my favorite Radiohead albums. Like, I've been as deadly serious as possible. I think this might be one of my favorite Radiohead albums. I don't know what it is about it, but there's just something so intoxicating about the melodies and the rhythms and Tom's voice and in just these songs that I've listened to thus far. It's so different, but yet it's really, really good. For me, this feels as though it could be about a few things. I feel as though it can be looked at in terms of a relationship, saying that you're the one that messed everything up, and now, you know, I'm sort of trapped in your full stop makes me think I'm trapped in your circle in your life. But then another part of me thinks that this might have some political element driven behind it. You know, the government messed things up, and the line, "Why should I be good if you're not?" makes me think of the government portray themselves in a certain light, but that light isn't accurate. And Tom's sort of asking here, why should I be good if you guys are not? Don't preach what you don't practice. And again, the truth will mess you up. It's when everything kind of comes to light. It's not necessarily what you think. Sometimes knowing the truth actually can hurt. The title full stop may be read as a combination of an oxymoron and a play on words. Obviously full is spelled with 2 L's, and spelling with 1 L makes the world no longer full, making it near full. Spelling with 1 L makes the world no longer full, making it near full. Okay, my brain can't comprehend that sentence. However, full, F-U-L, is a suffix found at the end of various words, including truthful. The absence of a second L invites us to ask whether it's the beginning or the end that has been cut off. Maybe the stop described in the song is both a full stop and a truthful stop. Oh, again, that kind of makes me, I don't know, like, that gives me little government vibes. Yeah, from reading the annotations that people have added on this, it seems to be more about a relationship, and, you know, this is a foul taste in medicine kind of alludes to the truth is hard to swallow, the bitter truth, and the truth is bitter medicine. Sort of maybe is indicating something to do with a relationship that isn't actually good for you, and the whole truth will mess you up part is referring to, I don't know, maybe it's looking at yourself and realising that not necessarily everything is perfect in yourself or the relationship, and all the good times could really just be alluded to a false memory. These are what the annotations are kind of saying here. Next up, we have got glass eyes. Okay. Oh, wow. It's moving around my whole brain. Wow. We have more strings. God, I love when Radiohead puts strings in their songs. Oh, wow.
Faces are concrete gray, and I'm wondering, should I turn around, buy another ticket? The panic is coming on strong, so call me inside.
Wow.
Out, glassy eyed light of day.
God, this is absolutely gorgeous. The crescendo of those violins is just gorgeous. God, Tom's voice sounds so good in this. Oh my. Oof. Wow. Honestly, at the period of life that I'm sort of in right now, this song feels a little bit close to home. I feel like it's about feeling quite lost in your life and not really sometimes recognizing the people who are even around you. Like, even in a crowded place, you still feel so alone and isolated. This glassy-eyed light of day is you welling up with tears in your eyes because you're not really sure of what to make of the things around you. It feels it's about doubting yourself and second guessing things and wondering if you're just in your own head. And then the end here is sort of the lack of care that you have for yourself when you're sort of in this state of mind. Like, do I just keep on wandering or exploring, or do I just kind of give up and go back? This watery piano ballad, featuring a stark string selection, tackles themes of anxiety and alienation as the character is frightened by society, leading him to escape the unknown. Radiohead released a vignette to accompany Glass Eye. The less than a minute-long piece was directed by Weirdcore and was released via the band's Instagram. Wow. You know, I'm actually going to be really honest here. I don't want to look too much into this song. I kind of want to, is how I feel with it. Next up, we've got Identikit. Okay. This groovy guitar riff to start us off, first of all. I like how Tom's vocals are just panned here. This drum rhythm is really funky too. I say funky, it's groovy. The effect in Tom's voice here is so particular, like they've really purposely chosen to have it in this ear. It's like they don't want you to hear what he's saying. Oh. Oh. That kick is so punchy, and I love the snare. Oh! Okay. Got a bit excited there, didn't know what was coming, but just went back to normal. Oof. Tom's voice is just so phenomenal in this album. Oh, I hear a bass. Ooh. Oh, go on, Tom. Sing! Oh! Oh, what a good synth! It's just like gradually rising and then it goes back to the start. Okay, I love the vocals here. Oh my god, that guitar! Oh wow, that was good. Wow. This guitar is so like dum 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 dum. Wow. It feels so weird that that guitar is just panned here when it could sound so strong. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh! Oh, what an epic guitar solo to end off this song. Oof. Damn, that was good. I feel like sometimes I'm not really saying much actually throughout these songs because I'm really just trying to take it all in. I guess this is where the name A Moon-Shaped Pool comes from this song here. Honestly, I'm going to be really honest here, I don't really know what I actually took away from these lyrics. I'm looking back on them and I don't even really know what they could mean. Sweet-faced ones with nothing left inside that we all can love. Perhaps like people who don't feel like they're worth anything in this world, but we feel like we have nothing left inside of us, but we still have and we still deserve love to give. Of course, Broken Hearts Make It Rain makes me think of, you know, a broken heart and you crying. I'm going to be really honest, I don't actually know what to take away from this song. Identikit, a picture of a person reconstructed from strips showing facial features selected to match witnesses' descriptions, used by the police to build a likeness of a person sought for a crime. Identikit explores the feelings of breaking people's hearts and making it rain, meaning that this action makes the other partner in the situation sob, cry, and become depressed that their love was never meant to be. No doubt the name of the song is referring to how we reconstruct people in our minds and become bitter and resentful towards them. That's actually a lot deeper than I really thought. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I didn't actually know what an identikit was, but knowing that it's the formation of when people talk about who they've seen and they get drawn down for a suspect, it is really true, isn't it? How we see people differently based on our experiences with them. And I think that's something that a lot of us don't really think about. And it's something that I don't think about either. I mean, I know who I am. I see myself how I see myself. But it is strange to think, isn't it, how your parents have a different version of you in their heads to your best friend, but your best friend will have a different version of you to your partner, and your current partner will have a different view to you compared to your ex. And I think it's really crazy and yet true how there's so many versions of yourself that exist out there, and yet you'll never know them. You'll never truly understand every single one because you just see yourself as you. Next up, we have the numbers. Okay. Such a dreamy atmosphere and vibe. Wow, there's like so much going on. There's so many other sounds that I just added. Okay. And now we have this acoustic guitar. Okay. I feel weird. Something feels sort of syncopated, maybe? Oh god, that bass note on the guitar sounds really good. Oh. The guitar parts in this album are so catchy, or just any melody part. Okay, and you got this piano here? Oh wow. Sorry, I think I just missed the bass coming in. Oh, the bass in this album has just been so epic too. Just got something about this album. Wow. There's so much about this song that just fits together. Okay. I just love how everything in this song is like following each other, but it's not too much. It sounds perfect. Okay, Tom, just hit us with your falsetto, why not? Okay. That sounds like a choir or a kid harmonizing there. The strings? Let me just listen back to that. They just come in. Oh, and then they just strip the song back here. Those piano chords are so good. Yes, please. Give me those strings. Okay. What the hell? Oh my god, you got this like call and response thing going on here. Okay. These strings are crazy. Wow. And then it just... Damn. Okay. Oh. That build up to just that boom was so good. We just end off with this atmospheric noise. For me, again, this song feels very politically motivated. It feels as though we are, how do I even explain what I'm thinking? Like, when it says that we're not at the mercy of your shimmers or spells, we are of the earth. The future is inside of us. It's not somewhere else. Makes us think about sometimes how belittled we can each feel as individuals, and how there's these people with power who are seen as, you know, they are like magical and they have these spells and they can do all of these wonderful, amazing things. And this song feels like it's saying, like, that's not the case. The future is inside of us. Not these people who have money, not the government, not any of that crazy stuff, but it's inside each and every single one of us, just sort of waiting to come out. Again, your system is a lie. It just shows how corrupt and the government and, you know, the higher-ups really are. The instrumentation of the song I find sort of goes really well with the lyrics too. It's sort of like building up and building up and building up, and then you just kind of let it all go. This folksy, reverb-laden song has drawn comparisons to Neil Young, originally performed in December 2015 by Tom York at the Pathways to Paris concert as Silent Spring. The title change may have partially been motivated by a desire to adjust the track's position on the track list while maintaining the album's alphabetical track order. Tom once said that if you try to write a protest song about climate change, it would be shit. Well, here's a protest song about climate change. You underestimated yourself, Mr. York. Channels here could be a reference to the media and other public reaching forms and how information is distorted and corrupted by those that have the power, control to cast spells over the public and negatively influence their outlook on global political issues, in this case, climate change. However, not everyone is at the mercy of these shimmers, and Tom's reinforces this point. Tom might be referring to the internet and its democratizing power here. I find it very hard to say that word. Specifically the ability of the internet to spread knowledge and squash misinformation. Wow, it's actually about climate change. It's very powerful. I mean, he is sort of spreading that message that it is up to us and the future is in our hands, which is sort of what I was saying, but just a little bit on a different topic. His was talking about climate change. Next up, we have got present tense. Not past tense, not future tense, present tense. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Feels like I've got like a little shaker thing. Okay, it comes in a little bit more strong here. You've got some fading elements. Oh my god, the way that he sings that. Oh, and the effect. These vocal effects are actually really good. I really like them. They're so nice. Okay. Ooh. Wow. Wow, those melodies there are just so nice. Man, this guy's voice, Mr. Tom York. Okay. Okay. The drums. Okay. Sort of changing up the song now with this drums and synth part. Wow. My God. Those background vocals. I love the vibe of this song, just with the percussion in it. Oh, those cymbals. Wow. Wow. I love that end bit. Honestly, I really don't know what to say. I feel like I've genuinely been quite quiet on some of the listens of these songs because I'm just trying to take in sort of every element that is happening in the song, and I feel like I can't put into words genuinely how much I'm really enjoying this. Just how soft Tom's voice was in this, but then it comes out so strong in some parts, and then the percussion and the guitars and the way everything's just composed and then produced. Yeah, I'm finding words kind of hard to find in this album review. I'm getting relationship vibes from this song, but not good relationship vibes. Sort of things coming to an end, either you or your partner or both of you sort of really facing reality and trying to embrace your thoughts but sort of end things amicably, however you pronounce that word. Even though you know that inside you sort of feel like you're just crashing, like everything inside of you is just crashing down inside, and without this person you sort of feel quite lost. Present Tense has its roots as far back as 2009 when Tom performed it at the Latitude Festival. A favourite since then, fans have been waiting eagerly for a studio version. A moon-shaped pool version of the song is influenced by Brazilian samba and bossa nova music. The chord progression, especially in the intro, is very reminiscent of a Johnny Greenwood piece he composed for the soundtrack to the film Norwegian Wood. The lyrics allude vaguely to the Buddhist notions of escaping from the present by being a threatening space, and allow the destruction of the inner world by being blind, deaf, and dumb, as the oriental image of the three monkeys blind, deaf, and trying not to be present. It's well known the affinity of this band with the Tibetans. The song was performed by Johnny Greenwood and Tom York. Okay, we don't need to read that part. Wow, so really the song is, from what I'm kind of gathering, it's the destruction of your ego inside of you and trying to learn to rebuild that and be more in tune with the present. Okay, next up we have a very long title. It's Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Sailor, Rich Man, Poor Man, Beggar, Man, Thief. Okay. From the title, I have absolutely no idea what the heck to expect from that. Okay. Instantaneously getting Kid A vibes. Just from those drums alone. Okay, but we've got a piano here too. But the piano sounds slightly distorted, as though it's not from an actual piano. Oh wow. Okay, the reverb and the echo on his voice there. Ooh. Oh. Okay. I like that. Okay, you're just gonna hit me with drums and bass on the same go? Alright. Oh, I love that. The on the guitar. Oh wow, those drums. They're just completely panned to this ear though too. Wow. Yeah, just add some strings. Cause I needed something else to not be prepared about. Wow, okay, the bass. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. you've just got these really good drums just panned to this ear. I love drums. I would have loved to hear those a lot more richer. But it obviously it adds the right kind of tone to the song. Wow. Wow, okay. Oh my god. Is that a cello? Oh! Okay. Right, goosebumps just... What the hell? Sorry, I want to go back and hear those strings. It's just like gradually building up here. It just gets more and more intense. Whoa! Oh my god! I don't even know what to say. That was amazing. This is very weird. Does this transition into the next song? Yes, it does, but I'm not gonna play that so we can have a surprise. I am honestly genuinely baffled at this song in terms of its lyrics and its insanely complex variation of instruments. This was just gorgeous in so many ways, and the layers just all sounded so good together. Tinker, tailor, soldier, sailor is the name of a popular English children's counting rhyme. It is often used in children's games to decide who is it, and is referenced many times in popular culture and literature. For instance, in the title of a Yardbirds song from their Little Games album 1967. The rhyme was also used as the title of a 1974 spy novel by John Le Carre, I want to say. Apologize if I got that wrong. And also its 2011 Oscar-nominated film adaptation modified to Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy. In this story, the rhyme is used to identify a mole in England's MI6. These themes of suspicion, paranoia, and duplicity run throughout a moon-shaped pool. Wow, so it really has sort of subtle underlying tones of suspicion and paranoia. The one you light your fires to keep away. Yeah, I guess it's like that fear of something's coming for you, especially out in the wilderness. You know, you light fires to generally keep animals away from you. Yeah, honestly, I'm going to be really honest. I actually don't really know what to take away from these lyrics other than what I've sort of read on here. This song, the lyrics just feel very strange and different and even complex to me. Okay, guys, this is the sad part. We're moving on to the last song of the last Radiohead album, and it's called True Love Waits. Wow, this feels actually kind of surreal that it's coming to an end, this journey. Okay, but it just starts with this beautiful piano. Oh. Wow. This piano is so nice. Okay. Now it sounds a little bit not so nice. In the sense of the melody progression, I should say. Wow. Tom's voice in this is amazing. It's got that, like, beautiful sounding piano and then this sort of dissonant sounding. Wow. I love that extra piano there. It's so simple but so gorgeous. Just this repeated melody. Oh my god. The rasp in his voice there. Okay. Wow. We just had this deep sounding bass synth thing. Wow, that sounds so nice. Wow. Tom has so much control over his voice. What a way to end an album. I like this part. My god, what a gorgeous, gorgeous song. Yeah, I really feel that this song is about a breakup. I feel like Tom is probably talking about his marriage ending here, and I feel as though he's just mentioning things, perhaps has happened in his life. I mean, your tiny hands could easily reference his wife, but it could also represent his children as well. And I think he's sort of creating this narrative in his head where he doesn't want, his wife to leave. He's trying to tell himself that true love waits and that these guys are really meant to be together. I really love these lyrics here. And true love lives on lollipops and crisps. It makes me think about how we think in our heads that love can be this grand sensation, this really deep and powerful feeling and emotion within us, which it is and it can be, but it's not that sustains a relationship. It's the really, really small things that we appreciate that is what actually sustains a relationship. On lollipops and crisps, what two such small things and quite irrelevant things really when you think about it. And yet sometimes it's just those small things that genuinely mean so much. The title is an ironic reference to a Christian advocacy group that lobbies against premarital. The song suggests an intimacy considerably further down the line in a relationship, an intimacy that is now at stake, according to the pleading chorus. The protagonist is persuading their lover to wait in the hope time will soothe. The song, as it appears on a moon-shaped pool, carries an even deeper melancholy tone, considering Tom York's separation from his partner of 23 years in 2015. Rachel Owen passed away on December 18th, 2016 from cancer. Die Hard fans noted that this is Radiohead's 100th LP song. An analysis of Radiohead's songs using the Genius API determined that True Love Awaits is their most depressing song. So in the About section here, it actually says that this song was originally played in 1995 and then in 2001, but Tom sort of scrapped it because he didn't feel as though it was the sound that he wanted. And it just so kind of happened that when he was having this breakup, the song kind of felt like it could start coming together, and it ended up being, I guess, what Tom really wanted. Yeah, from this verse, I'll draw my beliefs to have your babies, makes me feel as though it's like you're sort of willing to compromise on your own beliefs and maybe even your own morals and values on yourself just to sort of be with this person. So everybody, that was a moon-shaped pool. Being genuinely serious, that may be one of my favourite Radiohead albums. I don't know how to explain it, and again, my opinion is going to be totally different to your opinion, and that's the beautiful thing about any sort of art, is everybody sees or hears things differently from each other, and there's just something about the sound, the tonality, the vibe of this album that really resonates with me. And I genuinely love this. I am going to have to use my editing self to maybe give a bit more of a deeper analysis on this and which songs I particularly enjoy the most. Hi guys, Edison Amy here. I just want to say, I'm currently in the middle of editing this, and usually it gets to the end before I'll even make anything like this. But I don't even need to complete editing this to tell you guys right now that I was going to give you a list of my favourite songs from the album. But listening to the album again, I'm literally picking every single song. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one. I'll write this one down. Because usually what I'll do is when I'm editing, I'll go into my notes section on my laptop and I'll write down the name of the song where I'm editing back, and I'm like, oh, I really like this, and I'll put it on there. But I've just noticed that as I'm editing this, every single song has gone onto that list. So, yeah, this is Editing Amy here, sort of over and out, because there's not really much else to say other than this album is a banger. Please explain why this album's not talked about more. Like, In Rainbows is talked about a lot, OK Computer, all the other albums, but this one, people just miss it off. Are we okay? Can we make this album popular again, please? I said it sort of from the start of the album. I am gonna be honest, and I'm gonna give this album a 9 out of 10. This song sort of hit me in a deeper part of myself that I didn't know had a hole in it, and it sort of has filled that hole. But wow, that is the end of our Radiohead journey. It kind of feels insane that we're at the end now, and we're going to be moving on to other albums. But honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say massive, massive thank you. I really appreciate everybody who has been so supportive on the videos. Whether you've just watched a video, you've liked a video, you've left a comment, I genuinely really appreciate it all. And yeah, I get so excited when people comment on my videos. I love waking up to comments and trying to reply to you guys and thinking about what I can do next on the channel and how I can make this better. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I do have in mind the next couple albums that I'm going to listen to, but I will be posting stuff in the community tabs on my page, so please keep on top of that so that you guys can have your say in what I react to next. If you would be interested, I would love to actually make a video or a playlist on Spotify, or, you know, do both, about my favourite Radiohead songs. And, well, I would like to make a playlist of my Radiohead songs and maybe do a video where I rank all of the Radiohead albums, and sort of give, you know, my own personal opinions on them, because I feel like that could be interesting, because I may have some hot takes. I'll be honest. Thank you all so much for being on this journey with me. I'm so excited to see where we go next. And yeah, I feel like a little bit lost at words of this album. I wasn't really sure what I was expecting going into it, but this was most certainly not it. And to say that I've been pleasantly surprised is probably a big understatement, because this was, for me, such a beautiful way to end it. It feels like a great last album from them. I mean, it has been 10 years since they have released anything. Whether they've released anything else, we'll never know. You guys know that I love to give you something random to comment at the end of a video. But today, I'm actually going to do it something related to this video. I would like you to let me know your favourite song from A Moon-Shaped Pool, and let me know why. And if you also want to add something else, let me know your favourite Radiohead song of all time. But without further ado, this has been A Moon-Shaped Pool.